Right now on News 3, a parent's worst nightmare. A man's car is stolen as he tries to get his child out of it.
Plus, a local brewery testing out a new CBD-infused beer. We'll check it out straight ahead.
This is News 3 at 10.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Those stories coming up in just a bit. Before that, we are on the doorstep of the coldest day of the season so far.
Tomorrow morning, we're anticipating single-digit lows and wind chills could drop below zero. That has prompted an alert day. The temperatures outside are already dropping right now, so let's head right to Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. He has our first alert forecast. Gary?
And I'm in the backyard. Well, you can tell there's not much of a breeze out here, but when it blows, you can certainly feel the chill in the air. Let's start out, first of all, by taking a look at weather track. Looks like there are some lake effect snow showers downwind from Lake Michigan. That is typical for this time of year as lake waters are warm and the air is really cooling off. Now, our high temperature of 30 was early this morning, but the temperatures have been falling for most of the day. We're now down to 16 in Madison. Temperatures are already in the single digits over parts of west central Wisconsin. Wind chills right now generally around 10 degrees, give or take a degree or two, but again, it doesn't take much of a breeze to get those wind chills to drop off. In fact, future track wind chills by early tomorrow morning should be around zero, or in some cases between 5 and 10 below zero, especially north and west of Madison. So we do have an alert day in the forecast for tomorrow for those wind chills below zero in the morning and daytime high temperatures only in the upper teens when the average high temperature should be in the lower to middle 30s. By tomorrow morning, look for the actual air temperature to be around 6 or 7 degrees with those wind chills below zero. We'll see plenty of sunshine for tomorrow, but it's not going to help temperatures much. Look for a high of 18. That's your first alert forecast.
Gary, thank you. If your plans depend on the weather, you need to get our Channel 3000 weather and traffic app. It includes our 12-hour and 10-day forecast for free on the go. A man from Edgerton may be holding his daughter a little tighter tonight after what they went through together yesterday.
Well, he was picking her up from a daycare here in Madison. Two men put a gun to his head, stole his wallet, his laptop, and his vehicle. Amy Reed talked to people who live nearby and say it's just another example of how their neighborhood is changing for the worse.
Mary Cornell's view has been the same for a while.
Quite a long time.
But in her nearly 3 decades near Schrader Road, she's seen some changes she's not happy with.
Well, it's been pretty safe for the most part, but it has changed, and ever since we actually moved here, there's been a lot more activity happening throughout the area.
The latest activity happened yesterday in a part of the neighborhood she thought she wouldn't have to worry about, La Petite Academy, where a father was picking up his 3-year-old daughter from daycare.
He's about to pull out of the La Petite lot when suddenly his driver's side door and the front passenger door swing open. There are 2 guys on each side of the car with masks on.
With a gun a foot from his face, the 2 men forced the father out of his car, pulled his wallet from his pocket, and took off. The joyride landing them here on Tree Lane, where they left the car with the doors open and the music blaring. The dad's laptop and money gone with the carjackers.
It's not a right thing. It's what are people doing? What are they thinking?
As bad as things have gotten, it's still hard to believe for Mary.
It's sad, and I don't know what happened in our world that people have to be so violent.
And at a place where kids are introduced to the basics of the world, this isn't the lesson she wanted them learning.
It's too bad earlier than later in life, as far as younger, teaching them that there are bad people out there.
But in a world where that unfortunate lesson seems to happen earlier and earlier, she wishes people would find it in their hearts to offer up something different.
And it's the Christmas season, for one. Be more loving, be more thankful. Pay it forward.
Police are working with some security footage to try and solve this, and if you know anything, they hope that you'll give them a call. But Eric and Charlotte, some good news out of this. Since that car was recovered, it can go back to that father.
All right, Amy Reed in our news center tonight. Amy, thank you. A fire on the near west side causes $60,000 in damage tonight. Madison fire crews responded to the home in the 200 block of North Owen Drive just before 4:30 after someone getting off a nearby bus noticed a burning smell in the air. The homeowner was not there at the time. Crews say 2 dogs and a cat were inside. One dog was given oxygen using a new pet mask. We're told all are doing well tonight. There's no official word yet on a cause. As Governor Walker decides whether to sign a series of controversial bills stripping powers from the incoming governor and attorney general, local political science professors are weighing in on what could happen next.
I think there's no doubt that some of this is going to be contested in court. There is possible still Governor Walker could veto parts of this.
Governor-elect Tony Evers says he'll do whatever is necessary to make sure the GOP bills do not pass, including possible litigation. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos told reporters yesterday he is confident the measures are constitutional. The long farewell to former President George H.W. Bush has come to an end tonight. A funeral train pulled by engine number 4141 carried the nation's 41st president to his final resting place on the campus of Texas A&M University. Thousands lined the tracks for a chance to say goodbye. Mr. Bush was buried on the grounds of his presidential library alongside his wife, Barbara, and their daughter, Robin. The locomotive used today, by the way, was actually painted here in southern Wisconsin. Watco Company's Wisconsin and Southern Railroad had the honor of painting it back in 2005. This is a picture of it at the Horicon shop. It was designed to mimic the colors of Air Force One.
Regions have approved a pay increase for employees of the UW system by 3% each of the next 2 years. The board unanimously approved the plan at a meeting in La Crosse today. The proposal still needs legislative approval and would start July 1st. The UW system has about 39,000 employees statewide. A K-12 school in Judah is trying to reduce its carbon footprint. UW Madison engineering students are working with high schoolers to help increase energy savings by 25% with solar power and other strategies. It's a part of the UW's university program, and it's giving these students an opportunity to get hands-on experience.
We got to get students in their hands dirty. We got to get them solving problems, looking at things differently. Energy efficiency is one of those things that's not really easy to figure out.
School officials say that the program could gain over $70,000 a year in energy savings. The Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company's 3 Madison area restaurants are known for their in-house brewed beer.
And now they're bringing a new ingredient into the mix, one that has been gaining a lot of attention lately from proponents and critics alike. Our Madeline O'Neill explains.
You can find all kinds of craft beers here at Great Dane, but coming soon is a new ingredient option, creating a pretty unique drink here in Wisconsin.
It was fun to craft the concept.
In an industry where it pays off to stand out.
In this day and age, there's no holds barred with beer and brewing.
Rob Lobreglio still finds ways to mix it up.
Everyone's kind of pricking their ears up and saying, wow.
It's a pretty bold move.
As brewmaster at Great Dane.
A lot of good beers, and it always changes, which I'm a really big fan of.
Crafting new beers comes with the territory.
It's just fun. You know, it's part mechanic, part chef, part scientist, but all fun.
So why not try something that hasn't been done?
In this day and age where there are a lot of different ingredients going into beer, very experimentative approaches, all of a sudden the light went off and we said, hey, why not start offering CBD?
Based loosely off the Great Dane's American Pale Ale, Old Glory.
A little bit more of those exotic tropical fruit flavors to it.
Lobreglio believes Green Glory will be the first beer in the state brewed with CBD, which comes from cannabis without the intoxicating effects of THC, but is believed to manage pain and conditions like seizures.
Blackberry honey would be add-on lemon flavored CBD.
It's not just beer.
But we're also going to be offering Wisconsin's first old-fashioned with orange flavored CBD.
No matter what fills your glass, the Great Dane wants to keep the options fresh.
I was honestly really surprised, and I'm really excited to be able to try it.
We're interested to see where it goes.
The CBD-infused beer and drinks will officially be available at Great Dane locations in a week, December 13th. Reporting in Madison, Madeline O'Neill, WISC News 3.
Now, the Great Dane says selling the CBD drinks, which have 0% THC, is legal in Wisconsin, but the rules are a bit murky.
In May, the State Department of Justice issued guidance saying CBD can only be distributed under limited circumstances, like from a doctor. According to the commander of the Dane County Narcotics Task Force, selling CBD is a legal gray area, explaining in a statement that because of limited resources and the current opioid epidemic, CBD enforcement is not a priority.
A popular form of ibuprofen for infants sold at Walmart, CVS pharmacies, and Family Dollar stores nationwide is being recalled. They say it could contain overly high concentrations of the drug. Walmart sells the recalled product under the Equate label. CVS offers it under the CVS Health label, and at Family Dollar it's sold under the family wellness label.
A local radio station is banning a holiday classic, saying it's insensitive for our times. Local country station Hank FM says it will no longer play Baby It's Cold Outside. Program director Fletcher Keys says his opinion of the song changed in light of the Me Too movement. It's part of a trend for stations around the country. The holiday train will soon pass through Wisconsin. The Canadian Pacific Railway is stopping at 13 stations in the state. In our area, it's visiting Columbus, Portage, and Wisconsin Dells. The train will be in Columbus tomorrow night and go through Portage and the Dells on Saturday. Still ahead tonight, the UW Veterinary Clinic may be on the verge of a new cancer treatment right now for dogs.
A look at these trials and some of the risks and rewards that go with it. That's next at 10.
The University of Wisconsin's veterinary clinic could be leading the way to finding a vaccine for cancer, not just for dogs, but for humans.
In just a couple weeks, more than 300 local pet owners signed their dogs up to be part of a blind study receiving a vaccine that could stop cancer before it even starts. Our Amanda Quintana has the story. It is only on News 3.
Hi, we're gonna go?
The moment Abby A. saw Norton at the Humane Society, she knew he was meant to be hers.
With his age, he's definitely calmed down, but if he sees a squirrel, a leaf rolling by, anything, he's gone.
She's had the 9-year-old terrier mix for 7 years, her first dog on her own.
I can't imagine my life without him. When he does go, it's gonna be tough.
As a vet tech at UW, she's seen many pet owners have to say goodbye to their dogs because of cancer.
You want to help, but it's with like with cancer, like with humans, it's like too far gone. But like a lot of times we are helping, even if it's just with pain.
The UW Veterinary Care Clinic,
we always check his lymph nodes,
sees more than 300 cases of lymphoma in dogs each year. There are tens of thousands of cases across the country.
In front of the shoulders is a common site, in the back of the legs, In the armpit region is a common site.
Some patients, like Tucker here, will go through months of chemo.
It's not necessarily a cure. Actually, most dogs with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma we do not cure, and the disease will eventually return.
Dr. David Vale says without a cure, even after getting a dog to their 3rd or 4th remission, the disease will eventually take their life.
But of course, it would be much better if we could prevent it rather than have to treat it after it arises.
That's exactly what a new vaccine could do, prevent all of this by stopping dogs from getting multiple common cancers in the first place.
The science behind it is outside of the box.
Researchers have found that when cancer cells are forming, oftentimes abnormal proteins show up on the surface of the cell, explained by Vale's drawings.
Where the RNA produces a set of abnormal proteins that potentially could be targeted in a vaccine.
In the largest clinical trial in the history of veterinary medicine, out of more than 800 dogs at UW, Colorado State, and UC Davis, about half will be injected with that abnormal protein, priming the dog's immune cells to kill it before cancer develops. All the dogs, including the other half given a placebo, will be watched for 5 years, given boosters at first every 2 weeks, then annually.
This red is the cancer cell.
Waiting to see if they get cancer.
Well, it's a big deal. It's kind of pie in the sky. I mean, it's the holy grail is our ability to use a vaccine to prevent various cancer types before they develop.
He says it could fail, but there's a lot of reasons it could actually work. The natural follow-up question for many is if it does, could this work in humans? The short answer, yes, but it could be a while.
And if we see a marked change in cancer rates early, then this technology will move that much quicker into human trials.
Can you sit? Oh, yeah, sure.
That possibility is the main reason why ACE enlisted Norton in this trial.
My grandma right now actually has pancreatic cancer, so that sucks. But to know that Norton can help future people kind of makes it better.
With any vaccine, there's a risk of the unknown. But what ACE does know is if little Norton could somehow contribute to a cure for cancer, it's worth that risk.
I'm really excited about this. I go in with skepticism, healthy skepticism. But if this works,
Thank you. Thank you.
or even if this is one step in the correct direction, I will be absolutely thrilled.
Amanda Quintana, WISC News 3.
The vaccines are expected to be given to participants by the end of January.
At the end of the 5 years, everyone will find out which dogs got the placebo and which ones received the vaccine.
All right, we turn now to Gary. We've been talking about this chill coming our way, and it's already basically here. And Gary, folks are going to really want to bundle up tomorrow.
Yeah, boys, as skies clear out overnight, we're going to see those temperatures drop off pretty quickly, and by tomorrow morning we could be looking at wind chills between 0 and 10 below 0 with afternoon high temperatures only in the upper teens. We still have an alert day in for tomorrow. Future track wind chills by 6:30 a.m. tomorrow morning, right around 0 in Madison, but below 0 to our north and west. And it's going to depend on the wind on any given hour, but it doesn't take much of a breeze with temperatures in the middle single digits to drop wind chills below 0 pretty quickly. Now, the high temperature trend goes from 18 tomorrow back up to 25 on Saturday and 27 on Sunday. So a cold weekend, but just not as cold as tomorrow. And then temperatures get closer to normal as we head toward the middle and latter parts of next week. A little weather system on Wednesday and Thursday could bring us a chance for a light rain or snow shower late in the day on Wednesday, maybe a few flurries Wednesday night and Thursday. But beyond that, the 8 to 14-day temperature outlook calls for above normal temperatures for much of the country, with the highest probabilities centered right over Wisconsin and the northern part of the United States. The 8 to 14-day precipitation outlook, and this is from December 14th through the 20th, so just before the Christmas holiday, calling for above normal precipitation in New England. We've got about a 40% chance of above normal precipitation, with below normal precipitation expected to our north and west through the Dakotas. As we look at Doppler track tonight, just some lake effect snow showers downwind from Lake Michigan and Lake Superior. Some light snow out to the west and South Dakota won't affect us. Time lapse from the Queen Bee Radio Skycam in Platteville shows early morning clouds giving way to some sunshine. A few more clouds moved in during the afternoon hours, but as we headed towards sunset, sunset, things actually look pretty nice in Platteville. It was just cold out there. Temperatures really didn't rise very much once they bottomed out in the morning. Live view from the Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison. Almanac for today shows a high of 30 degrees, but that was early this morning. Low temperature 16. And as we look at the current conditions, that's where we are now. Skies are clear. Winds out of the north-northwest at 5 miles per hour. Not very strong, but the wind chill is down to 9 degrees above zero. Current temperatures in the teens through much of the state, already in the single digits up in northern Minnesota. You factor in the winds, and we're seeing wind chills now, perhaps as cold as almost 10 below zero in parts of central Minnesota. Weather track shows the upper level winds still from the west and northwest. The polar jet stream bringing in the cold air here. The main storm track with the subtropical jet stream will keep the vast amount of the storminess to our south and to our east, so we're not looking at much precipitation in the immediate future. 6 degrees for the overnight low temperature. Skies mostly clear and wind chills down to -10 by morning. Tomorrow a high of 18 with mostly sunny skies. Very cold for this time of year. On future track, you can see the skies clearing out overnight. Temperatures dropping to the single digits. High temperatures tomorrow only in the upper teens, even though we'll have sunny skies. Tomorrow night, temperatures dropping down to around 10 degrees. And then on Saturday, not quite as cold. Notice the winds a little more southerly. Temperatures will be in the middle 20s by late in the afternoon. 7 to 10 day forecast. Those temperatures generally will be on the increase, but by only a couple of degrees each day. So we'll have to wait until the middle of next week to see temperatures closer to normal. Some light rain or snow shower chances late Wednesday. A few flurries on Thursday, and after that, just dry weather as we head toward the following weekend with near normal temperatures.
All right, Gary, thank you.
You're welcome.
The Badgers' Jonathan Taylor picks up a big national award tonight in Orlando. The story coming up in sports.
Wisconsin's Jonathan Taylor has won the Doak Walker Award as the top running back in the nation for the 2018 season. Taylor got the award tonight in Orlando. He led the nation with 1,989 yards, which is almost 170 yards a game. He's the fourth Badger to win the Doak Walker, joining Ron Dane, Monte Ball, and Melvin Gordon.
Oh, it means everything. I mean, the guys that won it at my school, you know, they're some of the best to ever run the ball, so to be mentioned with those guys is honorable, and I'm very appreciative.
The Badger volleyball team plays in another NCAA regional semifinal tomorrow in Champaign, Illinois, as Wisconsin plays San Diego tomorrow afternoon at 1:30. It's the Badgers' sixth straight trip to the Sweet 16. Wisconsin is only one of 5 programs in the country to achieve that feat. Senior Tiana Williams definitely using her years of experience to make sure the younger players stay even-keeled throughout the tournament.
First and foremost, calm down, relax. Just things are going to happen. Things are going to go our way. Things are not going to go our way. It's a game of volleyball. Just relax, control what we can, take care of our side, and the rest will fall in line.
Illinois is just like that, too. They got really loud fans, great student section, and so I think we're ready. And we've played there before, so we know exactly what it's like. So we're excited for that, too.
Wisconsin sophomore guard Trevor Anderson headed for knee surgery. He won't play the rest of the season. Anderson first hurt his knee in the preseason practices, then re-injured his knee on this driving basket for Iowa last Friday. You can see Anderson grabbing his knee after the basket, and then at the next stoppage of play, he was helped off the court by Badger trainer Henry Perez-Guerra. The result, Anderson will have knee surgery and will miss the rest of the season. Now, next up for the Badgers, their yearly battle with Marquette at Fiserv Forum Saturday afternoon at 4. It's Marquette against Wisconsin. Badgers sophomore Brad Davison is playing Marquette for only the second time.
I think it's definitely more of a fan thing, but you know, it's I think whenever there's that cross-town rivalry, kind of being in the same state. I grew up in Minnesota, where I don't have another Division I school, but you know, it's obviously a big deal for the fans, and it's a big game for us too. You know, it's an opportunity to get a big win on the road, you know, in a really cool arena, in the Milwaukee Bucks arena. So it's a challenge, but it's also a big opportunity that we're really excited for, looking forward to.
Girls basketball in the Big 8 Conference, undefeated Madison Memorial at Middleton tonight. First half, Middleton pushing the tempo. Charlotte Dunn to Evie Coleman for 3, and the Cardinals start the game on an 11-0 run. Later, Memorial's Emily Rankins with the crossover and jumper. The Spartans within 6, but the Cardinals pull away. Coleman with the post move, misses. Another miss. Stick with it. Stick with it. There's Coleman putting it back. Middleton gives Madison Memorial its first loss in the Big 8, 67-46 Cardinals. And we'll see Madison Memorial in our first Prep Mania game of the week for the winter season a week from tomorrow when the Spartans visit Verona. We'll have the game live on channel3000.com Friday, December 14th, 7:15 p.m. And we'll be right back.
Get ready for the cold.
Well, it's here already. It's cold enough out there. Temperatures are in the teens, but you factor in the winds and it feels more like temperatures are in the single digits in most areas. By tomorrow morning, down to around 6 degrees with wind chills to -10. We have an alert day. High temperature only at 18, but then temperatures start to rebound a little bit each day. Maybe a rain or snow shower chance late Wednesday and a few flurries on Thursday.
Thanks for joining us at 10.
Do something good, and we'll see you here tomorrow.